Who is Naftali Bennett, the new Prime Minister of Israel? Bennett, a 49-year-old politician with American parents and a former tech entrepreneur who made millions before switching to and getting deeply involved in right-wing politics and a religious nationalist political position. Benjamin Netanyahu lost 12-year-old grip on power as the Knesset approved Naftali Bennett as Israel's new prime minister late on Sunday evening Indian time. Netanyahu, Israel's longest-serving prime minister, is on trial for fraud, and he fell short of obtaining majority support after the general election in March this year, the country's fourth inconclusive vote in 2 years. The new prime minister is former aide to Netanyahu and is considered to the right of the outgoing leader. The centrist Yair Lapid, 57, will replace Bennett as PM after 2 years if Delhi's fragile government survives till then. Bennett and Lapid led an extraordinary 8-part coalition that has parties both on the left and right, secular as well as religious, and who are united essentially only by the desire to pull Netanyahu from power. Who is Naftali Bennett? Bennett, a 49-year-old politician with American parents, is a former tech entrepreneur who made millions before switching to and getting deeply involved in right-wing politics and a religious nationalist political position. Some observers and newspapers in Israel have labeled him ultra-nationalist for his views. Bennett, leader of the Yamaha party, told the Times of Israel this February, "I am not right-wing than Bibi Netanyahu, but I don't use hate or polarization as a tool to promote myself politically." Bennett has recently called for the annexation of occupied West Bank. Observers of his political career have noted that this has in fact been his stance broadly ever since he burst into Israel's political scene in 2013. Bennett worked for Netanyahu as a senior aide between 2006 and 2008. He left Netanyahu-led party after his relationship with the former prime minister soured. After he entered politics, Bennett aligned himself with the right-wing nationalist religious Jewish Home Party and entered parliament as its representative in 2013. Where does Bennett stand in terms of political ideology? Bennett is known for being a strong advocate of the Jewish nation-state and for insisting on Jewish historical and religious claims to the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and the Golan Heights, territory near the Israel-Syria border that Israel has occupied since the 1967 war. Once the head of Yeshua Council, a political group that represents Jewish settlers, Bennett has been a long-standing advocate of rights of Jewish settlers in the West Bank. He has, however, never advocated Israeli claims on Gaza. That said, Bennett has taken a hard line towards Palestinian militants and has endorsed a death penalty for them. In May this year, Bennett accused Hamas of the murder of civilians in Gaza who were killed in Israel airstrikes in response to Hamas rocket fire from Gaza. Bennett, the Times of Israel has said, is not the business of boycotting political rivals, but he is a man of the national camp, a firm and proud right-winger who will oppose Palestinian statehood forever under any and every circumstance, who wants to extend Israeli sovereignty to some 60% of the West Bank, who thinks Israel has already relinquished too much of its biblical land. Bennett's rise to prime minister likely means a setback for Palestinians who hope for negotiations for peace and at some point an independent state. Thank you.